Welcome to the stage, the Triborough Authority players.
Hey, Molly, do you want to play with my wonderful Wendy doll? She's got beautiful long hair, 6 different outfits, and loves horses.
Gosh, Doris, that sounds nice, but I got a new toy I really want to share with you. It's Hasbro's brand new action-packed doll, My Little Robert Moses. Isn't it swell?
Wow, Robert Moses. I have no idea who that is.
Gee willikers, that makes sense. We're 8 years old. But I know someone who can help. Oh, Mr. Hasbro!
Hi, kids. Did I hear you have some questions about the My Little Bobby Moses action doll?
We sure do. See, my friend Doris here doesn't know who Robert Moses is, so she has no idea how fun this toy can be.
I'd love to know what's so interesting about a 60-year-old man in a suit without reading a 1,200-page book.
And I'd love to tell you. You see, Doris, Robert Moses was many things. Let's see, chairman of the New York State Council of Parks, the chairman of the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority, commissioner of the New York City Planning Commission, chairman of the New York State Power Authority, president of the New York World's Fair, and that's not even the half of them.
Here's the other half. New York Secretary of State, president of the Long Island State Park Commission, president of the Bethpage State Park Authority, president of the Jones Beach Park Authority, commissioner of the New York City Department of Parks.
And that's not even the half of them. Seriously, we left out about half a dozen titles, and you'll all just forget them anyway. The important thing is to remember that he was the most powerful non-elected official in New York's history.
Talk about fun!
Wow, I had no idea. How do you know all this, Molly?
Well, each My Little Robert Moses comes with a surprisingly long companion booklet called My Little Power Broker.
Gee whiz! I want to be just like Robert Moses!
And how? And you'll love all of My Little Bobby Moses' action-packed features.
Look, Doris, we can slash through red tape with his arm chop motion. Or boot low-income families from their homes with his Big Apple kick.
I want to be just like him!
Yeah, and see, he's got 18 different catchphrases. All you gotta do is pull this cord right here.
Stuck in traffic? That's my fault. Public buses can't go to the beach. I'll never build a park in Harlem.
Now that's fun! See you later, wonderful Wendy, you simple woman.
Get that woman out of here. And each My Little Bobby Moses doll comes with a whole host of fun accessories.
I've got his hard hat for when he's on construction sites, his fountain pen for writing scathing letters to the editor, and for my birthday, I'm gonna get the Packard limousine fully equipped with the commissioner's office in the rear seat.
And that's not all. Each My Little Bobby Moses doll comes with complete, unchecked authority.
That kind of power is intoxicating. I've gotta get one!
Yeah, ask your mom and dad. Or, better yet, get them to sign a notarized contract that you'll eat all your vegetables, but buried in Section D, paragraph 13, there'll be a binding clause that says they have to buy you a My Little Robert Moses doll. Yeah!
I see that doll is rubbing off on you already.
Say, Mr. Hasbro, is there a Mrs. Moses action doll?
There sure is. The My Little Mary One doll comes with a telephone to call him home to see his children. And also an unwavering amount of energy to complete household tasks that he considers beneath him, like dressing himself.
Weaponized incompetence!
For a limited time, you can get your own My Little Bobby Moses action doll for the prohibitively expensive price of $2.98.
Now that's a status symbol.
Every kid I know will want one.
And adults, too. It's totally appropriate for, say, an adult man to buy one to put on his desk next to a picture of his family.
Mr. Hasbro, are you saying you've got a Robert Moses action doll?
Well, I created the damn thing, didn't I? I created a doll based on the most fascinating man of the 20th century. I'm sorry, Hitler. If he wanted to dominate the New York political scene for 40 years, is it so bad if I play with the doll that I designed?
Who's Hitler?
Oh, never you mind that, Molly. Never you mind. The only thing you need to know is when you're at the toy store, ask for the My Little Bobby Moses action doll.
Or just take it. That's the lesson with my little Robert Moses. Just take whatever you want. Take whatever you want.
Tonight on The Power Joker, musician Andy Bell, comedians Ashley Glicken and Michelle Cohn, and disability justice organizer Eman Rimawi-Doster. But first, let's take a look back at our last show when we tackled congestion pricing.
What can people do to actually get congestion pricing moved forward in this city?
I will say I have heard from people who work in the governor's office that the staff there has been truly shocked that people care about this and have cared for so long. The more angry phone calls and posts that they get, I think it really actually is the one time where posting online is having an impact.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there.
Welcome to the stage, your host, Robert Moses!
Welcome, one and all. That's right. I am Robert Moses, the Power Broker, and I'm your host for this evening. Now, last month, our theme was congestion pricing, and it went from nearly dead to completely implemented in 3 months. That's right. Now, our theme tonight is accessibility, specifically physical accessibility in the New York City transit system. Where we are now, where the city is falling short, and how we can get our system to be completely accessible to every single person, regardless of their access needs. So don't hold your breath. All right, now, apparently, all the money from congestion pricing is going to the MTA to fix the subways. But not if I have anything to do with it. If I was still in power, sure, it's going to the MTA, my Triborough Bridge Authority. Oh, I would siphon that money, I would knock down some affordable housing, and I would build a highway to the moon! Or Westchester! Wherever rich people are living now. All right, you see, yes, that's right. We're tackling physical accessibility in the transit system. And look, accessibility, that's not really something I know about, you know? Back in my day, the only accessibility I cared about was rich people having access to parks, being sure that poor people did not have access to the beach, and that a nice scotch had access to my lips. And look, you know, all my work was before the Americans with Disabilities Act. And listen, before that passed, if you saw a disabled person on the street, you could catch them in a net, bring them to your local asylum, and they would give you a Congressional Medal of Honor and an egg cream. But now, no, things have changed, I guess. See, that's the crazy thing about transit accessibility. It's the best it's ever been, and it's still terrible. It's very similar to the American healthcare system, you know? Awful right now, used to be worse. Back in my day, if a woman went to the dentist with a toothache, they would just give her a lobotomy. Your teeth don't hurt if your brain don't work. That's what they would say. That's what they would say. Oh yeah, speaking of the healthcare system, I know that all you New Yorkers, we love Luigi Mangione. Yeah. Listen, no, listen. What that man did was horrible, disgusting, and terrible. He took a bike to a bus station and then used public transportation to get out of the city. He didn't even pay a toll. Also, I guess he murdered someone or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. All right. What else we got here? The Oscars. The Oscars are coming up. We got the Oscars. Now, listen, I know a thing or two about movies, all right? I've seen 5 of them. I mean, I didn't stay till the end, but, I got the gist. Now, look, who here has seen The Brutalist? Yeah, okay, yes, yeah, I'm sure. Yep. A lot of men in beanies clapping for The Brutalist. No, I know. And look, a lot of people think I would like The Brutalist because it's about an architect, which I love. But it's also about a poor person, which is yuck. The only movie this year I liked was Challengers because, good, cool people clapping with Challengers. A lot of people sitting at a table with 2 other people are clapping for Challengers. And look, the only reason I liked it is because tennis is a sport for rich people. And I'm always horny. All right. But look, I love the arts. I really do. I'm a patron of the arts. I was instrumental in the building of Lincoln Center. We all love Lincoln Center. You go up there, you can see an opera, you can see the magic flute, And who cares that I had to knock down San Juan Hill and displace 10,000 people, The magic flute! I mean, who remembers San Juan Hill anyway? I don't, it's gone. All right. And look, we got a mayoral election this year, very important, and I worked with many, many mayors during my tenure working for the city, all right? And I fully trust the people of New York City to elect a total lunatic to be mayor. That's the only impressive thing about the mayors that you people elect, is that each one is crazier than the one before. I mean, Bill de Blasio was an absolute lunatic, and Eric Adams makes Bill de Blasio look like John Arbuckle. John Arbuckle is the cartoon man who owns Garfield, whose only characteristic is that he was boring. He's so boring that you know Garfield, but you don't know the name John Arbuckle. Thank you. And look, if you like this analogy, Rudy Giuliani is Garfield, Bloomberg is Nermal, and Odie is a secret. We don't know who Odie is. Now look, I am also curious about who is here this evening, because, last show, we had some pretty big wigs in the crowd. Patrick Foy, the former head of the MTA, attended our last show. So I just want to get a sense, I guess. Listen, we're not going to be very nice to the MTA tonight, so I just want to get a sense of who's here. So it's you, sir. What do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher. Oh, we need our teachers. We need our teachers. And what do you? Yes, hey. What do you teach?
5th grade special ed.
Good. No jokes about that. All right. You, sir, what do you do for a living?
I'm also a teacher.
Also a teacher. There we go. Skipping the next question. What about you? What do you do for a living?
I'm a student success manager.
Wow. I just call this theater St. Anne's because it's full of teachers. Also, don't Google St. Anne's. All right, let's do one more. What about you, sir? What do you do for a living?
I work for an education technology.
Oh, my God. Did you all come on the same bus? What is going on? All right, well, the room's full of teachers. And now to play me to my desk, Guy Lombardo and his orchestra. All right, got all night coming. Oh, yes. Sorry, forgot about this. This is my intern, my temp intern.
Evan.
Unnecessary. Now, Evan, I did want to check in with you, make sure you've been getting done all the things I've asked you to get done.
Yeah.
All right, did you clean the Verrazano Bridge?
Yes, it took last month.
It took
Yeah.
a whole month to clean the bridge?
That's right.
Well, that's unacceptable. Now, Evan, did you also, in the last presidential election, did you vote for the guy I told you to vote for?
Donald Trump?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I told you to vote for him, though. That was an order.
That's illegal.
Well, nothing's illegal anymore. So I can do that, certainly. Now, look, Evan, I want to be proud of you. You know, I want to believe in you. But you really make it tough. You make it tough with some of the things about your life. Have you built anything since the last time we talked?
Well, I'm a web developer. That's
You're
why
a web developer.
Yeah, so I build things on the internet.
Oh, like things I can touch and feel?
No, things you can look at.
Oh, boy. A web developer. I didn't know my assistant was Shelob. The giant spider from Lord of the Rings.
I read that one.
I know you get it.
Yeah,
You're
thank
wearing
you.
glasses. I know you read it. Now look, what about the girlfriend, huh? Last time, how long you been dating the girlfriend?
Last time was 6.5 years.
6.5 years. Don't woo. Is there a ring on that girl's finger?
There is not.
There is not. I mean, come on. Is she here tonight?
She is.
All right, so she comes to bullshit like this. But there's still no ring.
Not yet.
Oh boy. I don't even know what to say to you anymore. Okay, but you know what? I think we should just get this show moving, get the show cooking along.
Oh, hey! Look who it is! My old friend, Bobby Moses.
Nelson. Former governor of New York, Nelson Rockefeller.
Yeah, you know who I am. Former Vice President to Gerald Ford! Come on, where my Gerald Ford's head at? You fucker!
Listen, Nelson, last time you were here, you unsuccessfully tried to get this show shut down.
Oh, that's right. Who can remember all that? Sure. I tried to buy my favorite alt-comedy space, Caveat. But, the deal didn't exactly work out. Plus, I got a partial share of the Second City. They're letting me teach improv to sketch. It's a really organic process.
Nelson.
The young folks are really into it. I think we're making some cool stuff.
Nelson. What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah, why are you here?
Oh, I'm just hanging out. I'm not allowed to come to shows anymore. You know, I'm out on the town with my lovely girlfriend. We need things to do.
Whoa. I didn't know you were seeing someone.
Oh, well, yeah, it's new, but I'm really excited about it. I mean, come to think of it, you might know. I think you used to run in some same circles. Oh, Mary One.
What?
Robert, hello.
Nelson, you're dating my former wife, Mary One.
Oh, small world. Yes, you two were married.
Yes, we were married.
Mary, I can't believe you would do this to me. You're dating Nelson Rockefeller, my sworn enemy?
Well, after some number of years as your wife, I think I've earned a little bit of joy.
Listen,
Fun, a little...
Mary,
Yes.
you were dead, all right? You died, so I thought it was okay if I married somebody else.
We're all dead.
We're all dead. It's kind of a liminal space. We could be dating any deceased person you know. Any deceased person you knew of. We could be dating them in this space. Put that in your mind. The first person who comes to mind who's dead, you think of.
So that's why you're here? That's why you're here, just to rub my ex-wife, my former wife in my face? My former dead wife? My dead former wife? Whatever.
Oh, sure, we had to kill some time. Our friend Xander's having his 21st birthday at Pianos. We're gonna dance the night away.
And really, Robert, can you be this mad when, after me, you married another Mary?
Yes, I married a second woman named Mary, but I don't see how that's here or there.
Small world moment where I'm also dating another woman named Mary. Oh, Mary too!
Oh, is that Mosey?
Did you know each other?
You're also dating my second former wife, Mary too?
Whoa! What are the odds? Yes, I guess I'm dating both of your former wives. We're in what the kids call a throuple.
Yes, I've seen challengers. I know how this works.
Oh, I liked it.
We loved it.
We loved.
Loved challenge.
Tremendous
We
film.
loved it, Mosey.
Mary too, how could you do this to me?
Oh, Mosey, you know I love a man in power. And Rocky really has the stuff. Money. He has money that I like.
All right. Well, fine. Congratulations, Nelson. You've shown off your girlfriends to me.
Congratulations to you, Bobby. I'm just wishing you well. Look, we'll get out of your hair, okay? We got some time to kill. I'll probably just hang out in the back. What do you say? Should we get out of here, ladies?
Sure thing, Nellie.
You're just letting anybody up here?
Well, I'm
You're
not
not
like
su-
security. I'm an
Well,
intern.
yeah, you're clearly not.
Obviously.
All right, well, look, we have a really action-packed show, and we shouldn't delay it anymore. We got wonderful, as we said at the top, we have wonderful comedians tonight. We have some people, we have one person reading a nice piece. We have a great guest, a disability activist, so we are going to get this show rolling. So if you would please help me welcome to the stage the villain from It's a Wonderful Life.
Good evening. My name is Henry F. Potter. And yes, the F stands for fuck. I am a miserable old robber baron from the classic Christmas film, It's a Wonderful Life. I am also a very, very bitter old man who is excited to talk to you tonight about a few ideas I have to fix the New York transportation system. You see, I'm a joyless industrialist. But I also happen, come on, to use this whimsical little contraption known as a wheelchair. And with my qualifications, I'll transform your crippled transportation system into a crippled transportation system. So, let's start with your precious subway. According to my research, it is ancient. It is a major source of stress for everyone who uses it. And it smells like piss and Mountain Dew. Sounds a lot like me. Let's see. Oh gosh, but wouldn't you know it? Only 24% of subways are accessible, and even then, the elevators often don't work. Oh, do that for me. Oh. They often don't work. Sounds like the insipid yes men I employ at my piggy bank. I mean bank. Therefore, the solution is clear. Blow up all the inaccessible subways. What? You guys will be fine without 76% of your subway systems. Yes. I think I'll be really, really, really glorious. A little bit up here. Thank you. Yes. You won't miss them, okay? They're old, they're loud, and they're ugly, just like wives are, and you're better off without them. Approved! Now, let's tackle buses, shall we? Oh, it looks like fully 100% of all MTA buses are wheelchair accessible, and there's no need for any updates at all. Not! The only way to secure my wheelchair in a bus is to use a system of straps and clamps that only the bus driver can fasten me into. I don't know about you, but the only place I like to be tied up is in the bedroom. Because I fall off the bed every night. Though say, I do enjoy the experience of everyone giving me dirty looks whenever the bus driver has to drop literally everything to help me board. It's oh God, how do I want to put this? It's an inspiring waste of time. In light of this, I decree that moving forward there will be a new rule. The bus driver will have to buckle in every rider. Every rider, regardless of ability, race, or whatever. Picture it. Every time you enter a bus, you are reined in and lassoed like cattle, sucking in your soft bellies so Daddy Bus Driver can tie you up. Pretty perverted when you think about it, like that. But that's the only way to do it. Approved! Last but not least, cars. Or as I like to think of them, wheelchairs that kill people. A few of them are accessible, yes, but far more egregiously, every single car I've seen, accessible or not, looks like absolute dog shit. My God, what happened? Back in my day, cars resembled gleaming stagecoaches built with American pride and child labor. This morning, I saw a Tesla truck, and the effect upon my constitution was so profound, I instantly vomited in front of a Buffalo Wild Wings. Therefore, I propose making all cars legal. Approved!
What? No. Wait. Mr. Potter, please. You can't make cars illegal in this city.
I'm sorry, my sweet little boy, but the cars simply must go. They're nothing more than... Yes, thank you. This is new for me. Cars are nothing more than bastardized wheelchairs, and what kind of a businessman would I be if I didn't try to destroy the competition? But I do think you can convert that West Side highway of yours into a kind of long, hideous boardwalk where hordes of hollow men wander about aimlessly, enjoying mile upon mile of casino. It'll be glorious. Oh, I know. It isn't fair, is it? But look at it this way. My plan may be unbelievably, wildly expensive and terribly cruel, but it'll be wildly expensive and terribly cruel for everyone equally.
The villain from It's a Wonderful Life. What? Yes, thank you very much. Some of those ideas I liked, some I did not. All right, now, let's keep this show rolling, right? Yes. Okay, great. Next up, please welcome our main guest of the evening. She is a disability rights activist and all-around badass. Please welcome Eman Eman, if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit of your background and how you got into disability advocacy.
Sure. So yeah, my name is Eman. I've been an organizer for about 27 whole years, even though I I look real young, I know. It's all good. I'm black and Palestinian, that's why. I'm gonna look like this when I'm 60. So my mother's 60 and she does not look 60, or like she has a nearly 41-year-old daughter. So yeah. Plus I drink a lot of water, I'm a business. So I've been an organizer for a very long time. And within black and brown communities and within disabled communities, since that's when I got my lupus when I was a kid. And then I became an amputee about 12 and a half years ago, and I saw even more so how inaccessible our city is, and I was like, that pisses me off. So let me put my organizing skills to accessibility, and I've been rocking that show ever since for the last 12 years.
That's amazing. Yeah. And you've worked a lot with AAARRG, specifically, yes.
Yeah, oh gosh, it sucks. If you know anyone who uses paratransit, they usually call it stress ride because you don't get places on time, you have rude drivers who also like to have weirdly inappropriate conversations with people, and I'm just like, I know I'm hot, but like, do you have to ask me about my sex life? Like, no, dude.
Could you tell everyone, just like give us an outline of what AAARRG is?
Oh yeah, so it is the paratransit system that the MTA runs very badly, that about 180,000 people in the city use. And it takes you wherever you have to go, and you pay the same fare, except we don't get discounts. But my organization is working on getting the discounts for people who use paratransit as well. And I've also been using it since 2010. And yes, some things have improved, but it's still pretty shitty most of the time. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the main question that I have is like, where is the city now? How would you rate the city in terms of accessibility? Like, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 is completely accessible and 1 is like there's a rope behind the bus, try to hold on to it for as long as you can.
Oh gosh, unfortunately, New York City is about like a 5 or a 6. I have to say there are several other cities that are far better, like Japan, or in the Netherlands. They've got so far better services and systems of accessibility so that paratransit isn't very necessary because the train system is 100% accessible. And it's like, wow, go figure. And the city rather spend money on luxury housing and art in the system, which is awesome. I'm an artist. That's great. But
Sorry, I was cheering for luxury housing.
Yes, of course you were. Of course you were.
I was not cheering for whatever the second thing was.
Art? I mean,
Yeah,
art's
art,
great
yeah,
too.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, but like we should make the system more accessible. And the city kind of acts like nobody ever ages. Nobody ever breaks anything. Nobody ever gets pregnant. Nobody ever has luggage to carry. Before I lost my legs, I was a photo assistant. I was running all over the city with 50, 60 pounds of pictures every single day. And I tried to use the buses to go around the system since I have my lupus. And it was pretty crappy, but, you know, I did what I had to do.
Okay, wow. Yeah, so 5, so a 6, so that's an F, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bad.
Sorry.
Writing down, bad. Okay, now, is the city actively doing anything to improve any of their accessibility systems?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because they are working on improving paratransit. They are working on improving some of the accessibility, but they're not going far enough. Oftentimes people think, oh, accessibility is just wheelchairs. And it's not just wheelchairs. It's also folks who are deaf and or blind. It's people with cognitive disabilities. It's people with mental health issues. Number of people count in that. And oftentimes the MTA doesn't even recognize that. But I'm working on changing it. And I'm always loud and out in front of their faces about it. So, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, do you think the city has the capability to change? I mean, is it too late? Like, I ripped up a lot of the city.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I built the, highways too small to have put buses on, and, so I screwed this place up. Just a little bit. Can you fix what I did?
I think so, but we have to have the people in power at the MTA and also some other agencies like the DOT and the TLC, et cetera, to actually want to do something about it. They have to be proactive, because if you're not proactive about it, then you're going to think it's somebody else's problem, and it's not somebody else's problem. It's our problem.
Now in the MTA's, just so you all know, we contacted the MTA prior to the show.
We did.
And we asked them to send a representative. We had a very long pre-interview with their press secretary, who said, yeah, in about a week, we'll get back to you and let you know if we'll send somebody. About 3 hours later, they said, not interested.
Whoa! Get that
MTA
mug!
did that. Sorry.
I don't know what you want me to.
Well.
Okay, yeah, I set it up. Yeah. Sorry.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Let me.
Uh-oh.
What did you do?
You see, you embarrass me. Now the Triborough Authority put.
You get a new assistant. That's not me.
I built the Triborough Bridge. Do you understand that? And you can't set up a table right?
You never
Thank
should
you.
have left me, Moses.
What are all these drawings?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Thank you.
You didn't even make any.
No, I didn't. Oh, no, my
You
blueprints.
want an extra wet?
No, get out of here.
Fertility figures.
Yeah, I obviously don't need the wet blueprint.
Well, you just.
Thank you, wives.
Just in case.
Thank you, my former wives. All right. That's how you get things built. Just have the governor do it. Now, where was I? Right, the MTA said no. But you know, whatever.
If Andy Byford was still there, he would have made sure they said yes.
Thank you.
Train Daddy was legit.
Hell yeah.
He was legit.
And
yeah.
what happened? Where did he go? What happened to him?
He's out in Nassau County now doing something out there, but he went back to Canada and the UK first before he came back here, and it was because of, I guess, the old governor, he who shall not be named, Cuomo. They had a beef.
Right.
And if you got a beef with Train Daddy, come on.
And I will say, Cuomo, odds-on favorite to be the next mayor, so be careful about that.
Unfortunately, oof.
Not getting my vote. Okay, well, this was great, except for the part where my table fell apart. But now my intern is going to do something he can actually do, which is give away some prizes.
All right. We're going to do some giveaways. All right, the first question, this is for people who have read The Power Broker. We feel good about that? All right, get ready. Name this person. From the time he started working with them, Moses only ever referred to them as the governor. Right in the front, I heard it first. And you win a New York Times Magazine from 2012 cover story, the beautiful Robert Caro.
Boo, boo, boo. I want to be clear about something. I'm not a fan of that guy. All right. We got a couple more?
For people who have not read The Power Broker, so you Power Broker fans, shut it! Moses Malone played professional basketball for 21 years. Name one team he played for in the NBA. I heard Houston Rockets.
I heard Houston Rockets
front.
right here.
Who was it? Who was it?
It was that guy.
right.
The guy sitting behind one of the teachers.
And you win a hardcover edition of The Power Broker, signed by everyone you're going to see tonight.
Don't sell that on eBay.
Yeah.
And finally, this is for anybody, this is for anybody who wants to do it. What is the northernmost neighborhood in Manhattan? Marble Hill! And you win a USB flash drive with season 2 of Seinfeld!
Hey! All right, everybody. That is the end of the first half of our show. Let's give it up for Eman Rimawi-Doster. She will be back in the second half, as will we. Go out, get a drink, come back. We'll have more show in 10 minutes. We're back. Thank you. All right. We're going to keep this show rolling. We're just going to kind of power through. Evan?
We are ready, Mr. Moses.
Yes,
we
that's
are.
very good. All right.
We're ready to go. Let's get it on the road.
Yes, let's kick this thing.
Hold on, Robert. I don't think you're ready. I couldn't help Oh,
Everyone has to pay a toll.
you would think. Paid enough.
Thanks, Mary One.
I couldn't help but notice in the first half of the show, and of course when the table fell over, I don't think you've been eating properly, so I left pianos and packed you a quick lunch, and of course a milk.
Thank you.
There's a peanut butter sandwich in there, cut into the shape of the Chrysler Building and a bus. Yeah. And a green apple. I'm not going to make a habit of this anymore. I'm done with that life, but just... well, no. I really don't... No. It's just as stilted and awkward as it ever was.
Yes, well, okay, I still in love with you. Okay.
Yeah, so... Well, there's some kind of fun in the familiar. Oh.
Yes, all right.
It's my girlfriend! Love you!
You be quiet. I apologize to everyone for the crackling sexual chemistry. But we are going to keep things rolling. We have another wonderful piece next. Please welcome a writer and comedian whose work has been featured in Vulture and Reductress, and she has a show 1 week from tomorrow in this very space that you are in right now called Rejected Shorts on February 2nd. So please welcome to the stage Michelle Cohn.
Make my performers pay a toll. I like that idea.
You gotta do it.
So I am going to read a piece, semi-autobiographical, you might figure out, but it's called Have I Mentioned I'm Reading the Power Broker? Hey y'all, welcome to my housewarming. So glad you could make it. Oops, looks like I accidentally left my book on the coffee table. I was just reading The Power Broker, the 1,336-page Pulitzer Prize-winning biography of Robert Moses. No biggie. Hope traffic wasn't too bad on the way in. Did you take the Triborough Bridge, one of Robert Moses's largest and most influential projects as outlined in The Power Broker? No, I know you were coming from New Jersey, but I just thought maybe you would go out of your way to take it. Yeah, I'm aware I also live in New Jersey. Let me show you guys the backyard. Pretty nice, right? We got a patio, a little fire pit, and a barbecue over here. Just hope it doesn't get Moses munched. Oh, sorry. Moses munched is slang for what you call it when Robert Moses illegally takes your land so that he can build one of his many public works projects. Sometimes I forget I'm not talking to other broker buddies like myself. Broker buddies are people that are reading the entirety of the... Oh, you get it. So, speaking of books, what kind of books are you guys reading these days? Sally Rooney, what kind of weak shit is that? Did the Wall Street Journal call Intermezzo an extraordinary study of the workings of power individually, institutionally, politically, and economically in our republic? Does Conversations with Friends have a pull quote from former President Barack Obama? Does Normal People have a section detailing how Robert Moses had insane beef with Franklin Delano Roosevelt and they had petty little catfights all the time like they were the goddamn Real Housewives of the United States government? I didn't think so. Hey, I'm sorry, I got a little heated there. Let's talk about something more relaxing. What kind of hobbies are you guys into these days? Painting classes? That's awesome. You know, I've been getting really into woodworking lately. Stacy let me set up a shop in the garage and I've been tinkering around making some small pieces. Like that chair over there. It's a mixed medium piece. The back is maple, the seat is mahogany, and the legs are 4 copies of The Power Broker by Robert Caro. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I've been talking so much I haven't stopped to offer you a drink. You want a beer? You want a seltzer? You want to read an excerpt of my Robert Moses FDR Enemies to Lovers fan fiction? Just kidding. It needs a few more edits before I show it to people. Oh shoot. Don't look now, but Brian's here. He's so annoying. He's just one of those guys who makes every conversation about how he's read Atlas Shrugged. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary, too. I swear, Evan, if I have to hear about this Robert Caro one more time. Wait, do you read this book?
Yeah, I read it.
You like it?
I loved it. It's a great investigation of a great man of our time.
Well, that was a compliment to me, so happy birthday to me. Now look, Would I have sex with FDR? Of course, because I'm a good American. And that man, yeah, well, not Ford. No, I would not have sex with Ford. No. The second, you're not even on stage. I don't need your opinion. All right, so now, please welcome to the stage, for the first time, kinda, a writer and comedian who's written for Clickhole and Reductress and is the voice of Princess Amira on Sesame Street Workshop, Ashley Glicken. Welcome back to the stage, Eman. Let's bring her out. Thank you, Eman. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, let me get your mic. All right, thank you both so much for coming back to the stage. Now, Ashley, first of all, nice to meet you for the first time.
Very nice to meet you, too.
So you're a person who has to get around New York. What is it like getting around New York City?
Dream.
Yeah?
More like a nightmare. It's really tough. It's really, really difficult. I'm a manual wheelchair user that is great in some ways and very, very difficult in others. And, you know, this is a city with 4 seasons. So things change constantly, and I always have to adjust. But, you know, I'm a person with very specific needs like everyone. And it's different for every person, so there's all these compounding variables that make things really, really tough.
Now, is there anything in your mind that New York specifically needs to tackle, like a starting point for getting accessibility where it needs to be?
Well, I'm going to be biased there because I am a wheelchair user, though I am an ambulatory wheelchair user, so that's the aspect I really, like, interact with. But, I mean, oh, God, the subway systems, if you could make 3% more of them accessible, it would be a huge, huge impact on my life, on a lot of people's lives, on the lives of people who are mothers and use strollers, on Uber drivers, on people who are tired. Because guess what? Sometimes people are tired, and I get it. I get it.
Yeah, Eman, you also brought this up, that even a pregnant person needs just a slightly higher level of access in the subways.
Yeah, or even like a photo assistant carrying around them 50 or 60 pounds of pictures. I barely used the subways when I was doing that because I could not do the steps. And I was like, all right, I'm going to just learn the bus system around all of Manhattan. And that's exactly what I did.
Or you could use a car.
Or a car. I had like 3 or 4 jobs in my 20s, so I had no money for a car.
Well,
it was just for rent. Yeah, welcome to New York.
Maybe a little less avocado toast, right?
There was an old kook out here earlier that said something like, what, only 24% of the stations in the
And I'm pretty sure that old idiot was rounding up.
Now, of that 24% that claims to be accessible, how many of those do you think are actually fully accessible?
Not many.
Yeah. Now, you and I have met before, and you've talked about piss-smelling elevators. Do you mind expanding on that a little bit?
Oh, gosh. Well, in many ways, an elevator is kind of like a little bathroom. Especially for people who have no place else to go to the bathroom. So that is the only place where they have privacy, the only place where they can piss, shit, whatever. And it's just kind of where we're all shuttled, you know, together in a loving embrace of odor.
Now, I also want to know, obviously, last time we did the show, we fixed congestion pricing in less than 3 months. You're welcome. 43,000 less cars a day in Manhattan since they implemented it.
I'm so sorry, Robert.
I'm furious. I've never been more mad. I thought I was on the right side, but I was on the wrong side. Anyway, what can we do to fix it? What is the the call to action moment for us here? Like how can the people here, the people on the live stream, hello, how can we actually get the city moving in the right direction?
Me? Oh, sure. So there are a number of different things you can do. If you want some more public bathrooms in your neighborhoods or anywhere else, you can join your community board. They're holding elections soon, so you should check that out for your whatever community board in your neighborhood. You could also reach out to the Taxi and Limousine Commission because they're trying to close accessible dispatch and people work for them and also get people accessible rides around the city, which is wild to me that they want to stop that. You can come to an MTA board meeting, which happens at the end of every month, and show up and tell Jano Lieber that he needs to get his act right. Because
you hear that?
There
you
you
hear that,
go. You're
Jan?
welcome.
Jan O. Lieber?
Yes, or you can, get involved in your local district or become a district leader yourself. Any old person can become a district leader. Get involved. Show up.
Get involved.
Now, one of the things you mentioned was accessible dispatch.
Yes.
And Gothamist actually just had an article out this week about how the city wants to cut back heavily or even get rid of accessible dispatch. Could you tell people, you mentioned briefly, like what is accessible dispatch? What does it look like? What is it to use it? Yeah.
So similar to the paratransit service, accessible dispatch helps people in New York or visiting New York find an accessible vehicle, and they have operators who help people to find those rides and have very in-depth conversations. You call a line and someone will help you, and they want to cut that because they say it's too expensive and not enough people are using it. But what they fail to understand is that people aren't using it because, one, they don't know it's even there, and two, they think they have to suffer with the subway system, and they don't have to.
I don't know it's there.
Hello, like, come on. And that's one of the most wild things. People think, oh, you got a disability, you know everything. No, I don't know everything.
I don't know anything.
So it requires having that there, and you should call accessible dispatch because they're awesome, And people with disabilities also work for accessible dispatch, and they were trying to get rid of their jobs by February 28th. But we had 2 hearings on the 9th and the 22nd of this month, and we were able to convince them to not do away with it. And so they said until August, they'll rethink it. So if y'all want to hit up Commissioner David Doe.
David Doe.
David Doe.
David Doe.
He's cute, but he does some dumb things. Call him up and be like, hey, Commissioner Doe, we love them suits you rockin', and also don't close accessible dispatch.
Doe, if you close accessible dispatch, you'll get baked.
Yeah. Tell him Eman sent you. He'll love it. They love me over there.
Robert Caro never talked about your love of puns. Not really something that was mentioned.
You're right. I don't think he portrayed me very accurately in that book. I'm a nice guy whose 2 wives both were sexually attracted to him.
Now,
can we get security, for God's sake?
he's at the bar, yeah.
Isn't he a ghost, though?
He is. Yes, we're all ghosts. The reality, we didn't really think it out too much. We don't want to pull threads.
I'm alive.
You're alive.
Just to be clear, I'm alive.
For now.
For now. Now, the other thing in this article was saying how what they kind of want to do is essentially replace it with what we already have, which is like the current e-hail apps, like Uber, Lyft, etc. I don't know if either of you have experience using those. I'm just curious about like what's the experience using, those kinds of apps.
Not great.
Not great.
Not great. But they are claiming, at least, right, to be able to, like, you can get a ride that will be accessible, right? Does that not always happen? What goes on?
Sometimes you have to wait for a very long time, for one. But it has been getting better on one hand, but also some of the inappropriate conversations that I was talking about earlier have exponentially turned up. So I have some wild conversations with some of these dudes, like, no lie.
I love talking to random strangers about how it works in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Or wait, you have sex with your legs on? Who asked that? Damn, son. Like, really? Yeah,
these-
that's people have asked me that. Yeah.
These Uber drivers exclusively ask.
Yeah, Uber.
Sometimes
Lyft.
they
Yeah.
smell your hair.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they're very kind.
And sometimes they're great. I had a driver today who was so awesome, and he was so cool. We had the best conversation about politics. It was awesome.
Sometimes they don't even stop.
That too.
Sometimes they see you and then they keep driving.
And they keep going. Bye.
And they don't cancel the ride. They say you have to cancel the ride.
And then you get charged.
Unless you have a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, yes.
In which you sit and you wait for them to drive very far away before they have to come right back.
Damn right.
Because there's no other option. And then you cancel it.
And then you cancel. Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
We can give everyone a little bit of a call to action, though.
Great.
If we could get this up on the screen. Grab your phones, everybody. Oh, not that one. Not that one. That one's pretty sick, though, huh? Could we actually get the laptop on?
Wow.
That one's, yeah, this one. All right. So
yeah,
please
let's trick
contact.
people into buying tickets for the next show. That's a call to action.
Hey,
Yes,
you know, it's already
damn
selling.
this.
It's already selling, Mr. Moses.
Yeah, hey.
Contact the TLC and tell them to keep the accessible dispatch program. This will open up a form for an email. You can also call. What's his name? Doe.
Yes. Call Commissioner Doe. Tell him Eman
Call
sent you.
Commissioner Doe.
He's good looking but
Yes.
dumb. Just my type.
He's not that dumb. He just does some things that I don't like. It's like,
Yeah.
damn, son, you
It's
close
true.
it.
Also
all
my
the
type.
things- all the
Hey.
things you're gonna do is close accessible dispatch. Like, buddy, come on.
And he's not that, experienced with the media. He's a little raw.
You're losing him, Bobby.
I am losing him. All right.
What do we play a
Yes,
game?
why? How about, I don't want to sound like Jigsaw, but I think it's time to play a game.
Oh gosh.
But before we do, let's bring back out Michelle Cohn, please, to play a game with us. Hey, the ball. There you go. Sit there. Yes, thank you. All right, we're going to play a little game. Evan?
This game is called Access Denied, or How Accessible Is It? We are going to go to some familiar places where crowds gather in New York City and beyond, and we are going to ask you what percentage of the seating is accessible? And we're playing, what is it? What, Wheel of Fortune rules? Like, you can't go over you know what I'm talking about, right?
Fortune rules?
Price is Right rules. Thank you, Brian.
Wheel of Fortune?
I got to tell you, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
I got locked out of my house for 2.5 hours today, folks.
They don't need your life story. There's no book about you.
I've waited for transportation for longer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go eat shit. So let's go to our first venue here. Mr. Moses, you might recognize this place.
Oh, hey, there we go.
The Metropolitan Opera House at Lincoln Center, which you built.
The Magic Flute playing until February.
3,900 seats. What percentage of the 3,900 seats are accessible? Michelle, you're first.
I'm gonna say 10%.
All right. Ashley?
2%.
2%?
Say 5%.
5%. 1.13%. Ashley, you went over, but you win.
But do you though? Ooh.
Does anybody win, right?
Yeah, 1.13%. All right, here we go. Carnegie Hall's Stern Auditorium, that's the big one. 2,700 seats, roughly 2,800 seats. What percentage is accessible, Ashley?
I'm going to go with 1%.
1%. Man?
5.
5%, sticking with it. Michelle?
I was also gonna say 1%, but I'm gonna go lower. So I'm gonna say 0.5%.
0.5%. Let's see it. 0.79%.
Oh, I expect us to win.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah, you do so win.
Wait, 1%, right?
Oh, that's over, though.
That's over. Yeah, you went over.
That's the Wheel of Fortune rules.
Yeah. You fucking lose. All right. The Schubert Theater, a beautiful Broadway house. 1,400 seats. Man.
Gosh, keep going too high. 0.25%. It'll better be
Now we're talking. Michelle.
I should know better.
I feel like going low was good last time. 0.1%.
0.1%.
I also think going low has been profitable, but I also feel like the Schubert Theater has possibly an older clientele, so they may or may not, probably not, do something about that. So I'm going to say 0%.
1.5%. Man, you got
But
that
no
point.
bathroom.
Yes, so there are at least 22 spaces. We had to do a little manual math on this one by counting accessible seats available for sale, because none of these places tell you. But no accessible bathrooms, which means the official policy is they send you across the street to Sardi's, where you can pay $27 for a shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can get a good steak though, you know? You take a shit and you get a steak, you refill yourself.
Now we're going to pivot away from the world of theater and arts to Yankee Stadium, 46,000 seats. Quite a few more. What are we back to? Ashley?
Okay.
Or Michelle?
Okay. I'm going to say 10%.
10%. Man?
I'm going to go with 3%.
3%. Michelle?
I'm gonna split it down the middle, and I'm gonna do 7%.
7%.
Way too
1.09%.
Okay, can I explain, though, why
yes, please.
Okay, and again, this is mostly for me, but there's a lot of place you can just sit wherever. So any empty spaces.
Right, yeah, that big baseball diamond, you can sit in there.
That's just open territory.
That's just a big accessible seating area.
Madison Square Garden. MSG. What do we think? Let's go with Michelle. Why don't you start us off?
Okay. I'm gonna say 2% based on how this game is going.
Brave. Ashley?
All right. The Billy Joel audience is not necessarily disabled, but they are drunk. All right. I'm going to say 2%.
Can you adjust that just slightly? Because Michelle just guessed 2%.
No.
No, we can tag team it. That's fine.
All right, you guys will talk.
1.9.
1.9. Low ball.
So my law firm just worked on a case to get more accessible seating in Madison Square Garden. So I think that's kind of unfair that I know the information. But it is at less than 1% right now. So.
Let's say less than 1%. We fucked up. 1.05%.
I think we give her that
so
point.
you're still getting that point.
They're going to build more, though, because we sued them and we won. So
Hell
there's
yeah.
that. Yeah.
They're gonna build 2%, and then we're gonna be right.
There we go.
All right.
And yeah, finally,
Last one. Barclays.
last one. Barclays. 17,000 seats. Amen.
I'm also saying less than 1%.
Can we put a number on it? A decimal.
0.
0. Smart. Michelle.
I'm gonna go 0.5.
0.5. Ashley.
Oh, this is another toughie. Because there's so many areas where they just throw folding chairs and say, here you go. So I guess I'm going to say, unless somebody else said it, 1%?
1%, and it is 1.76%. Maybe the highest of the entire
And
thing.
who was our winner?
With 3 points, Eman wins!
Yeah! All
I
right.
did not think I was winning.
We want to thank our wonderful panel. Let's hear one more time. Michelle Cohn, Ashley Glicken, Eman Rimawi-Doster. Thank you all so much. All right. I'm going to keep this baby cooking. I'm going to keep the show rolling unless, Oh, my second wife. Yes.
I got you some nice dry blue papers like you like.
Thank you. As a former assistant who I married,
Yeah.
you always knew how much I loved my blueprints.
I know you love them. You wrote me love letters on them, and now you've got whatever that is, Evan.
Well, I promise you there's nothing sexual between me and Evan.
Well, if there was, I'd be happy for you. Goodbye
all right.
and good riddance, good sir.
Goodbye.
I'm going to see Nellie at piano.
You're going to see Nellie?
Not that Nelly.
Oh, right, Nelson Rockefeller. All right. Okay, ladies. Just be quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to mix things up a little bit. We have a wonderful musical guest. Please welcome to the stage, Andy Bell.
So just quick on-the-fly adjustment. All right, my name is Andy Bell. This is a song that I guess is kind of on theme for the show. It's called Ghost. Pull me apart, awaken my wild heart, and I can't foresee what it means to realize a storm with 1,000 eyes. When I still can't see in front of me, tell me when you'll love me, haunting me slow. I will let you know me when you go. Are you a dream? Will you remember me? And could I believe what I can't see? I've realized a storm with 1,000 eyes, and I still can't see in front of me. Tell me how you want me, haunting me slow. I will let you know me when you go and pull apart. Thank you. So they were talking about like people who take things like the elevator and stuff, how it's not just disabled people, it's people with strollers and everything like that. I just want to add to way at the bottom of that list, guitarists who are taking an amp to a gig using like a hand truck. So I can confirm, I don't know if this moves the issue forward at all, but I can confirm I've smelled the piss. It's really bad. All right, I got one last song. The song's called Skin. Out of time with a whole life looming over you. Letting go when you don't care if there's nothing new. You're not here, you just needed your own volunteer. Is this all that I'll mean to you before you're gone? Out of line, but I know I'm living in the past. So are you when you're stepping over broken glass. Answer the call with nothing to fear at all. 'Cause it's all that I'll mean to you before you're gone. Don't say a word to me, I hear it all within. Your second guesses go over my head and under my skin. Out of mine, where I know that I belong for you. Different life, and maybe we were younger too. Keep me around, quietly leave no doubt that it's all that I'll mean to you before I'm gone. Don't say a word to me, I hear it all within. I hold this rhapsody over my head and under my skin. Thank you.
so much for coming out tonight. Let's hear it one more time for our wonderful guests, Eman, Ashley, Michelle, and of course, the Triborough Authority players. My assistant Evan.
No. We will be back on March 29th with an all-new Power Joker. Tickets available now. Thank you all so much. Thank you to Caveat, to Lenny in the booth, Andrew at the bar, Paige on House, and everybody else working tonight. Get home safe.
Get home safe. Thank you very much.